Hello everyone and welcome back to another Friday Night Frights review. Friday Night Frights is a horror movie club on YouTube, and this week's movie is Pontypool. Pontypool came out in 2008 and it is a Canadian horror movie that was directed by Bruce McDonald and it was written by Tawny Burgess. Tawny Burgess also wrote the book or the book series, I'm not exactly sure, on which Pontypool was based. And apart from being made into a movie, it was also made into a radio play. And both of these were highly inspired by Orson Welles' The War of the Worlds. Going into it, I really didn't know much about it. I had only heard the name of it and heard that it was a good movie, and it kind of stuck to my head because the name of Pontypool is kind of weird and it really didn't associate with anything, so I really did not have any expectations. I had no idea what it was about, and like anything else, because I do like going blind into movies and books, I do think it enhanced my experience watching this movie. Essentially, the movie is set in a little small town in Canada called Pontypool. It centers around a local radio station. There is the chief of the radio station, a assistant or technician, and the main person doing the radio transmission, the main person leading the radio talk, who is a man who comes from a bigger city. Being here, he feels like it's under him, and the stories that he has to do here, he needs to kind of cut himself down to be able to adapt to this small town. While they're doing the regular daily show, they are starting to get information from the people on the ground that there are certain weird things going on in Pontypool, starting with a mob of people protesting in front of a doctor's office and highly escalating to just chaos. These three people are trapped in this radio station. They're doing their best to transmit the story, even though they don't know if it's a prank or if things are really happening. They only know what information is being sent to them from the outside world, which I thought was very original and it was very entertaining because they are just as clueless as you, the person watching the movie. You only get to see the radio station and you don't know what's going on in the outside world, but neither do they. And the person watching the movie is experiencing the same confusion as the characters in the movie. Usually you don't really get that in horror movies. I think usually you see more of the ensemble picture. You're kind of shouting at the characters like, what are you doing? Why are you such an idiot? But in this case it's different because you're getting just as little information as they are, and you don't really know what's going on, just like they don't know what's going on. And it was really interesting. I thought it was very original. The first half of the movie I think is better than the second half. I thought the first half of the movie was really great. It was giving me goosebumps just watching it. It was so good. It was so suspenseful, and it was just incredible how much these three actors were able to just pull off in a tight space. Towards the second half of the movie though, you're getting more of the outside world in, and I thought that ruined a little bit like the suspense and the tense atmosphere, but I guess it couldn't really be avoided because the movie did have to progress and you had to kind of figure out what was happening. And what was happening is definitely something that's very original too. So it's not only a matter of how the movie is put together that's original, but also the idea of what's going on in the movie. I thought it was a very original take on this type of outbreak chaos movie. I really enjoyed Pontypool. It's a different kind of movie. It's very creative, very original, and I highly recommend it. I am not exactly sure, but looking at IMDb trivia, it looks like there might be sequels coming out, which would be interesting. I would love to watch that. And I'm definitely interested in reading Tony Burgess' novel now, or novels if I can get my hands on them. These are all my thoughts on Pontypool. Let me know down below if you've seen it and whether you liked it or what you thought of it. And I will see you next week. I think next week's movie is Let's Scare Jessica to Death, which is a 1970s movie. And I will see you back with a review of that because I am getting back on track with them. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a fun and spooky Friday night. Bye.